Hello everyone, welcome back to the FLL Mindbuilders channel. Today we are going to be talking about motors and sensors. So let's start off with motors. First, the two types of motors are the large motor and the medium motor. The difference between these two motors are that the large motor has about 3 times more torque than the medium motor. And if you want to have a really compact design, you'd use the medium motors since they take up less space. The large motor is mostly used for the wheels, but these medium motors here, they're mostly used to also attach the gear system. That's in the case of our team. So let me show you how it's done. You take this axle, it's around a 9 length axle. Then what you would do is you put it through the axle hole right in the wheel right here. So let's put that axle through. Then we'll take a piece like this, it's called a bushing, just to make sure that all parts are tight and the axles don't fall out, because I know that does happen. So just like that. And then we take the axle hole right in this large motor over here and we just put it through there. Now we have one wheel. You can do this on the other side and just make sure to take this off and put it on the other side. But here's your wheel, and for the robot to move, that's how it will move. It does make some noise, but with the code you can change the speed so it'll go faster. Now moving on to the medium motors, we would use these half axle, half peg. So let me show you the half axle, half peg. They're right here. Put them through the peg holes. It's 1. That's 2. Next, we are going to take the 3 length axle. Well, let me just show you right there and put it through the axle hole. Just like that. Now we're going to put in this pin connector. Now, just make sure, all right, let's put in the pin connector perfectly like that. Just like that. Now we're going to take the half gear, the smaller half gear, put it in through the axle, and then we are going to take the second half gear that's interlocking with our other gear, push in the axle, and there you have it. But we're not done yet. We have what I call circular plates. They're small. You put pegs in each hole, such like that. Put a peg in one hole, then you put the peg in the second hole, like that. Then to attach it back, just to show you, you take the second one, you put it in, just make sure the holes are aligned, and there you have it. I'm going to show you. Right here. Now we attach it through the axle hole. And there you have it. That's your gear system. This is called a dog gear system because it looks like dog ears, kind of. But now with the robot, I'm going to attach, this is a wire, okay? You're going to put it in through the back. Always remember that's a wire place. Push it in. You have to hear the click. Otherwise, if you don't hear the click, it's not in. Then you put it in to one of the ports. These are called ports. You would put it in to the one that says either B or C. You didn't hear the click. There we go. Now we are going to go, let me go back. So first screen page, 1, 2, down, click. This is called motor control. Click again, B and C. And now, let me show you what this motor does. Oh, we're sorry guys, we're in the wrong ports. Now, there we go. So that's how your gear systems would move. Now, let's go to sensors. We have the gyro sensor, the touch sensor, color sensor, and the UV or infrared sensor. So we're going to start off with the gyro sensor. So the gyro sensor, what it does is the gyro sensor it mostly is primarily used for different directions and angles that the robot goes. Like you can code the gyro sensor to go in certain directions and turn accurately and maneuver across the mat very easily as well. The best place to put this gyro sensor is in the center of your robot. So let me show you what I mean by that. So this is our robot, a full Mindbuilders robot. If I put it under, here are all our gears and our sensors. So right here is that gyro sensor, because tell by the gyro sensor, it's this one. It has like an angle. That's icon at the top. Over here, between these two medium motors, and that's what I mean by center of robot. But I will talk about these sensors just in a bit. Second, we have the color sensor. The camera here is used to detect light. Now the color sensor has about 3 modes. It has detection of 7 different colors. Then we have ambient light intensity and reflective light intensity. Now our team primarily uses reflective light intensity. And ideally, you would like to have the color sensor at least 1 centimeter above the line. Now, this is a black line here, just that has been drawn out. Now, the color sensor uses the reflected light intensity, which is detecting a light on a surface. And right now, it detects a black line. So what it does is, through the code, you are able to do many things when after sensing with the black line. Ambient light intensity is where you detect color from the environment or things around you. But our team primarily uses the reflected light intensity. And many teams, their behavior with this color sensor is different from competition and home, which is why it's really important to always calibrate your sensors first. Next, we have our touch sensor. Now, as you can see, there's some sort of button on the touch sensor. So I'm going to tell you what that does. The touch sensor is mostly used to detect objects in front of it. So you can press down this button right here. Let's say my hand is an object and our robot is moving forward with the touch sensors attached. The button can do many things when it's pressed or released. There are different options with the block that you can use as well. When it's pressed or released, with the code, you can decide whatever you choose to do. Either go backward or you move in different directions. Finally, we have our ultrasonic or infrared sensor. This sensor, as you can see, it has 2 eyes for a reason. This sensor is mostly used to detect objects in front of it without touching it. Let's say this is a wall. My infrared sensor will be attached at the front and goes forward, sees it, but will stop. There are certain blocks of coding you will have to use, but it's very effective. Unfortunately, this sensor is not used in competition, but you can read more on the FLO rules documents to just check what is prohibited and what is not. Now the infrared sensor, I also used it for house matters as well. I created a robot mop that would mop the floors, but used this sensor just to detect things in front of it, like a Roomba. Now, when I would move forward, it would stop at an object in front of it. Then I would code it to move back or move in different directions away from that object. That's how you can easily use the ultrasonic sensor. Thank you. That's about it for today. But don't forget to like and subscribe to our FLO Mindbuilders YouTube channel. And stay tuned for our next episode about an entire tutorial on how to create a basic robot. Thank you, and see you next time. Bye!